Hello all and welcome back to High Ridge Farm with me, the Walrus. We're still mucking about with the wonderful joys of the 1.6 update for Stardew Valley. And as I was having a quick perusal through Twitter, seeing the idea that there may be another expansion after this, kind of, not really alarming, just surprising, I think is the easiest way of putting it. Really cool, definitely. But hey, I wonder what new stuff could be added. I mean, I shouldn't really consider what's going on since that I've still haven't even scratched the surface of what cool stuff is available in the 1.6 update. As yet, at least. I haven't done a huge amount since, we're still only in the first week of me mucking about with it. But what I've discovered thus far is that I need to get myself some moss, which I haven't seen any of yet, so that's the thing. Ah, okay. So, obviously I hadn't managed to get my relationship up with the children, like Vincent and What's-Her-Face. You know, the technical accurate description of if you don't know somebody's name, What's-Her-Face is the correct term. No, that's very much bad. Yes, I haven't actually seen this interaction as the Walrus. I have in the previous, but yeah, I'd forgotten about how to improve your spring onion sales. I guess you have to do it during the spring, so it does kind of make sense that I hadn't seen it, because I actually waited a little bit to get the reputation. Well, I say waited. I hadn't got my friendship up with him that high before the end of the year. Okay, so what do you do with the bugs, Vincent? That's a very good question, Vincent. You squash them, so that's so nice of you. I mean, okay, fair enough. It's a bug in a plant that doesn't really need to be worried about too much. It's only I know that sounds awful. Actually, even saying that. Like, come on, give them some respect, but at the same time, you're going to wash bugs off of plants anyway, aren't you? So that's cool. We now know how to gather spring onions in a better way. Okay, the old tree is gone, but could be fixed. Okay, well, I've got 100 hardwood. I can certainly do that. I'll give that a go. That must have come down during the storm. So that's interesting. I wonder what other knock-on implications that could have. I wonder who could move into it. Because if you're fixing it, you're clearly making it into a house or something. Yeah, let's buy a Haley portrait. That'll be ridiculous and a fun idea, I think. So we've got that. What next? Well, I'm going to cut down some trees because as I've kind of discovered this whole mastery thing, well, I haven't really discovered much about it other than that it's a thing. I don't know what else I use it for, but I'm assuming that by continuing to cut down trees and other such stuff, as if I was just, normally going through my daily routine almost of just cutting down trees, doing things, that's how this works. We'll see though. I'm just not sure. But I'm going to cut down these hardwood trees because, again, hardwood is always useful. And, of course, I'm going to need 100 of it in a moment anyway. So I might as well. It makes perfect sense. Well, it makes perfect sense to me, at least. And that's how I'm justifying things today. Does it make sense to my whacked-out, madcap little brain? Okay. Well, I'm going to cut these down. I'm going to go grab the forage. It's a good time. So I'm curious to see what other things that I can sort of find throughout the new expansions. Oh, I should possibly visit the Hat Mouse because I wonder if they've got new hats. I mean, that would surprise me if they didn't have new hats, considering all the new stuff, but I could be very wrong. As I mention regularly, it does happen quite often. And as I was mentioning to somebody who I know plays Stardew Valley, and they knew that I did, because they got very excited as they'd actually requested that I wrote a Stardew Valley round in my pub quiz. because what I'd done recently was a very special pub quiz called the Build Your Own Quiz, where teams that wanted to participate could suggest any round, literally anything, and I would write a series of 5 questions based on that particular idea. And I had such zany ones. I had obviously Stardew Valley. I had men's league football. I had, what were they, breakfast cereals. There was all sorts of weird and wonderful. So that was quite entertaining. So yeah, I did all of those and had a good giggle doing them. But Stardew Valley was one of the ones that was suggested, so I had to, again, avoid the wiki. I literally plumbed it from the depths of what I actually know for certain. So that was very odd, because of course I wanted to avoid accidentally reading something that I really didn't want to read, like as in anything that could give away bits in the game for me, and I don't want to do that. I want to keep it interesting for me. So let's catch this fish. Now the thing is, the reason I'm trying to fish into the waterfall is I know that there is the new fish, the guppy, and it's near waterfalls. Now that is only because of some unfortunate information that I did glean from a Stardew Valley thread that wasn't tagged with the spoiler tag on Reddit, and I do feel guilty for picking up that bit of knowledge, but there's not much I can do about it. I can't exactly forget it, but that's how that one goes. I mean, I knew that there was a new fish because of the end trailer, which actually was pointed out by Khan Wolf about the fact that, yeah, it exists. It's just the fact that I might have missed it because of the perfection thing. Having never achieved perfection before, I didn't really think about going up there. But it is nice that it's been updated, as it now has all of the new what's in here? Okay, the final path. Oh, is this what I use the mastery for? That's kind of cool. Trinket slot. Trinkets can be now found and... okay, so I can't... I might have jumped the gun ever so slightly. I probably shouldn't have claimed that right off the bat. Oh, fiddlesticks. Oh, I really want that one. Iridium Scythe. It can gather crops. Advanced Iridium Rod catching with 2 bobbers and... Ooh, that's all a little bit interesting. Very, very cool. Oh, man. Heavy furnace, it's more efficient. Okay, so when you say it's more efficient, what does that mean? Do I get more out of it? I mean, I'd assume so, considering you're depositing 25 ore and 3 coal. So you'd hope that you'd get more than 2.5, so you'd maybe get 5? I mean, I don't know. We'll have to see. The trouble is, now I really need to work on my mastery skills so that I actually have access to all of them. My dear Walrus, you found the secret room I prepared for you. Oh, yes, I did. You're not wrong, Mr. Key. Well, that's a little bit cool. I wonder what other stuff I can find. Well, I just came down here because I wanted to spring onions now that I can sell them for more. I thought that'd be nice. That is interesting, though, now that that's a thing. Well, at least I know where the mastery doohickey is. So once I level up my mastery again, I'm going to grab the Iridium Scythe because, yes, that would be very sensible. I wonder when I'll find a trinket or where I can even find a trinket from, because there's got to be... I mean, you'd assume there'd be an easy way of getting them, so maybe you can get them from the Adventurers Guild. I might have to visit them. That's not a particularly tough ask to do, but butterfly powder. Interesting. Well, I'm going to buy some of those. That's intriguing. I wonder what other stuff I can find. Okay. Well, Krobus has added a couple of extra things. I think that's really the thing is, I've got to visit all the vendors and see what new shiny stuff they've got, because they all do appear to have something new. Which, hey, I'm very happy about, because I do like seeing the characters with extra stuff, and I have heard that there's more extra dialogue options with a lot of the characters, so I'm kind of curious to see what a lot of them are. Because, hey, new dialogue is great. Never going to be upset about the idea of that, because that's cool. And, yeah. I'm always happy to see new, fun things. And come on, Chub. I don't need you. I need something more exciting. I need a guppy. I think it's a guppy. Or is it a goby? No, a goby's something else. Ooh, a secret note. Ooh. Now, I did buy the goblin face because I want to put that on my other child as soon as they get big enough, because I think it'd be fun. No better help than a raisin-fed Junimo. Okay, so that probably means that you can use... what are they called? Grapes. You know, what are they called? Grapes. And turn them into raisins. But what am I gonna... Like... What would I then do with them? I mean, can you literally feed them to a Junimo? I mean, that'd be really cute if you can, because that'd be kind of nice to give them a reward almost. Oh, sunfish. So, the glorious riverfish. That, of course, I'm grabbing here. What other stuff we're going to get? Come on. This is where I'm not actually fishing into a waterfall specifically and categorically, and it's just going, nah, no, you don't deserve it. Well, we've got a pair of chubs. Fair enough. Don't need the trash, really, do I? I'm no trash panda. I'm hoping it casts into one of these waterfalls. Do I need to cast it down at the bottom of it, or do I need to cast it at the top? Because I can't seem to cast it directly into it, which does make sense, because the force of a waterfall would push it down. But I was half expecting dumb game logic, to be honest. Yeah, like, I've seen enough dumb game logic. I played World of Warcraft. So, okay, a CD. Don't care for that. It's just still trash. Don't need it. Don't need it. Don't care for it. Hopefully I get something good soon. Oh, it'd be nice to actually catch myself some of the river slime as well, because that's another thing that I need. Oh, some more sunfish. And no. Well, I say something I need. It's something I have a sneaking suspicion I'm going to need a lot of just the slimes. Don't know what their spawn rate is, whether they're particularly common or not. So it's a lot of who knows, maybe, and or something. Okay. I think there's another waterfall down here. Maybe I should go to that. I'm not having much luck, am I, at the moment, really? Which is kind of disappointing. Okay, so... where to next? Well, I'm just going to scythe down some more crops and just try and be vaguely productive. I think that's going to be what I'm going to do. Let's go and say hello to the wizard. Hi. You were married long ago. Indeed you were, and you have a green wife. Okay, can you build me anything new? Doesn't look like it. That's fine. I can deal with that. It would be nice if you could. Don't know what you could build. Maybe I have to... I mean, I wouldn't say I've progressed the storyline, because I've kind of already done that, but it might need to progress a little bit further through something before he offers me anything else. It'd be nice if he does, but again, I can't guarantee that he will. Oh. Well, let's just deposit all the stuff that we're carrying in and around the buildings, because that's probably a good idea. And, of course, we do have all of those diamonds up there that we can quickly grab and do something with, I guess. And, yeah, I think that's kind of a given, isn't it? I'm going to be doing stuff with the diamonds. No, I am pleased that I've got this forge, though, because that could be very handy. I know it's not like... It wasn't the iridium scythe, so I'm disappointed that I didn't get that. But that was my own quick fingers and just going, oh, that'd be cool. And getting a bit too excited without reading everything. Now, I don't know about everybody else, but when I was doing my exams when I was 16, the GCSE exams, so these are quite major exams in the UK. They are well, they were when I was a kid. I don't know if they still are. But they kind of dictate whether you, like, what college you'll go to and whether people actually pay attention. Jobs still request in, when I've been looking about, they still request to have, what is it, 5 A to C grade GCSEs. Now, I'm aware now that it's now a number system, which seems very peculiar to me. But then again, that's because I'm a miserable old cantankerous old fart. But my point was that one of the practice exams that we did was an exam that if you didn't read it through properly, as in you read every question, what would happen is you would end up doing some very dumb stuff. So it was a practice paper, and it was like, question, if you read it through, it said answers questions 1 through 3 only. And you could tell when people had got to the point where they'd not read 1 through 3, because like the first one was write your name, and a couple of other like very basic sort of questions. But as they started going down, there were things like stand up with you and wave your arms around, and stuff that would be so bonkers during an exam, but because you read it in the paper, you were like, oh no, I need to do that. And it was interesting to see people who didn't read the exam and did too much. Now, I noticed, thankfully, because I worked a little bit slower than some people had, and I'd got to a point where I had to write like 100 words doing something, so I just literally wrote the numbers 1 to 100 to guarantee that I'd written 100 words. And, yeah. Then a couple of people near me stood up, and I was like, what's going on? Why are you standing up? And I looked at the paper, skimmed ahead, and saw that was a question. And before I decided to jump ahead to it, I reread it. And then that's when I saw, oh no, I don't want to do that, because that means I haven't done what we were instructed to do. So, like an idiot, I've managed to forget that useful piece of information, to read your document before you actually follow through with any of it, as seen by the fact that I jumped the gun and just took the first option, like a fool of a took. I should have investigated further. Well, that's cute. I made a little log stump house. So there we go. Side tangent about me being an idiot. It's a great story, isn't it? I'm sure. Okay, so we made a cute little house. I wonder what I can do with it. I mean, I don't really know, to be fair. It's a thing. Well, we still got a little bit of time for the rest of the day. What else am I going to do? Well, let's plant the remaining bits of the rice shoots that I've gathered from some of the fishing exercises I've conducted today. I think there are going to be a fair old cracker time of me fishing in a few of these next few videos. Now, I'm aware that some people don't find them that exciting, and they can be considered a bit dull. So I may end up just cutting chunks out where I have just been fishing. So don't be too surprised if that does happen. But I promise it won't eat up too much of the time of the video, I don't think. Well, hopefully not. It's the same as when I'm playing Journey to the Prairie King. I might do just a full playthrough of it and just showcase me being a moron and trying my best at it. Because I do need to complete it in-game, because I do want the in-house version. The home console, the home arcade copy. That is something that I do very much want to build, though. Like a home arcade counter. Like, I've seen a few of them where they sort of like replace the coffee table. What is that? Replace. They make a coffee table out of one and put 4 joysticks on it, and it looks really cool. I like the idea of that. But there we go. Now, I've got myself a few other decorations that I can put around the house. I think what I'm going to have to do is I need to see if Robin's added any extra expansions to the farmhouse in its sort of like, can I add anything extra? It's like space-wise. If I can, then I'll probably spend a day where I actually just decorate, which I know will be very, very thrilling, but I'll probably do that on a Monday of a week and just not bother recording that day, because it'll just be me pottering in the house and doing nothing super exciting. So we'll see on that front at least. Okay, come on, horsey. We have things to do. People to see and stuff to do. Is there anything else? Come on, I've got to catch a guppy. I mean, it's what I really want right now. I want a guppy. I want to catch one. So please, get on the line, stay on the line, and get caught. Now, I would assume that a guppy is a slightly more tricksy creature to catch than a chub, possibly. So maybe it'll be... I mean, it should be indicative of it being a little bit harder because, well, one would assume that would be the case. Okay, well, we've got something. Not sure what, but we've got something on the line. Come on. Hopefully something will be good. Let's have a look and see. Oh, come on. Please, get on the line and stay on the line. I want to catch you, you horrible swine of a soul. I mean, I'd hope that I can catch something. Oh, more trash? Ugh, that's not what I needed. I mean, I don't think at any point am I ever going to go, yeah, you know what I need? More garbage. Yeah. Now, one of the things that I will also hopefully gather once I've sorted out all of this, I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do with said guppy other than maybe sell it. I guess it's just a new fish that one can catch, and I can't think of anything else that... I mean, I possibly could put one in a pond to see how much its roe sells for, but I can't imagine that it'll be turbo valuable. It'd be nice if it was, but I'm not expecting it to be. But, you know, that's just how it works in the game, I guess, isn't it? You just got to find what works out to be valuable and stuff. Although it could have actually potentially good resource drops as part of it. That's actually the main reason I have the lava eel and the super cucumber. The super cucumber I really had there for the ability of getting... what was it called? Iridium ore. Now, because of that, I might replace that one. I think I might fish that one out because now I don't need that the what's it called so much, because it's not really that helpful to me, really, is it? Like iridium ore, I can easily gather it, so possibly I'll swap it out for something else. Hopefully I can get something good from it, but I don't know what. I'll have to have a think and see. Well, let's just take care of the pets. It's nice that I've actually got 2 now, and I quite like that. I like having the turtle. I'm probably going to get more, and I think that the pets themselves will be the really cool thing to maybe not focus on, but have something as a nice pet to keep. And have as a really good Patreon reward sort of thing. So I might like stack the Patreon sort of names and such. So give them a bit of a naming convention that if you're on the top, you get to be named after your pets will be named after you. Then it'll be animals, and then just everyone else doing things. Of course, that's a long shot thing at the moment because there's only a few of you out there. So, but believe me, I do appreciate it. It does make me happy having people who think what I'm doing is worthy of throwing a little bit of cash at me. One of the things I am very keen to do though is some of the more specific Patreon rewards. Now that's something that I'm going to be looking at doing later on this year. Now I had a chat with a friend of mine who has a Patreon server for her streaming that she does, and I suggested to her the idea of doing a pub quiz idea where I do one based on whatever people want me to do, shockingly enough, and we'll talk through like ideas of what would be cool to do for it, because a lot of the subscribers seem to be very keen on that. And that is something that I'm actually very tempted to do as well as part of a patron, whichever I can't remember whichever it is actually. They're patrons on Patreon, you know, that sort of thing. What they would like to see, and I would like to do some maybe options of a joint gaming sessions or options of other general silliness, like fun event quiz days on Discord. And I can't offer a big prize like I do with the ones for pub quizzes in real life, only because if you're doing it on Patreon, on Discord, well, how do you determine that somebody's not Googling your answers? I mean, I have to kind of rely on the fact that I've got the bar staff roaming around and making sure that people aren't just checking their answers on Google, but that's quite difficult to do, especially like it's maybe not trusting of people, but at the same time I wouldn't want somebody to essentially lose out because somebody was being dishonest. So I might do them for fun, at least. But for now, we've got all these lovely ideas that are potentially going forward. But as I mentioned previously, I do have Paleo Pines. That's one that I want to do next, well, at some point. And I also want to do Graveyard Keeper. So I've got some other general silliness ideas that I'd like to do moving forward. So we'll see how well those go as ideas going forward. So let's us see what other general madness that I can do today. So all the Junimos have done their hard work. So the tulips have grown quite well. Now, tulips aren't exactly a super valuable crop, I don't think, but they are one that I've not really grown many of. So that's why I was just working my way through some seeds. And having had a number of the wild flower seeds, which was... I do like as a thing, is quite cool that you can get just flower seeds as well as regular wild seeds almost. It's cute. I like it. So we'll see what other shiny things we can get. So let's plant some more kale down. That'll be easy to gather because we can just harvest that quickly enough. And just go from there. Okay. What next? Ooh. That'll be lovely. We'll just plant more of those. And we'll just slap the kale back in there for now, because we don't need it right away. Let's see what we've got available in here. I might grab that tomorrow just because I'm feeling a little lazy from the greenhousery. Now, because I've got so many, what are they called? Kegs, which I can make coffee in at the moment, I will be continually loading up a bunch of them to make regular coffee doses. Doses, like making it sound like it's a very addictive drug. It's almost like it is or something. Yeah, so I'm going to be slapping down lots of coffee being produced in all of the different options that I have. Since I've got the growing of lots of coffee plants in the shed, what I do need to do is start making tea plants, because if I can get them planted and grown before the end of the season, since it's the last few days of the season when tea becomes particularly available, that would be a good idea. So we'll sling the iridium quality crops away, because we're not going. I don't want to accidentally turn them into a preserve, because again they're probably worth almost as much as the preserve, because of course it's based on the base value of the crop. It's not like it's something that I'm super concerned about anyway. So we'll sell them. And let's see, what other things can we sort out here? Hopefully something good. Well, we'll teleport back up and just get cracking. Okay, so we've got ourselves some more sap. That's the thing, is it's interesting to me that how much time I spent not crying over it, but realizing I had a distinct lack of sap. But now, with the fact that I have all the hardwood trees that are generating it, and now I can actually see how much they're generating. Like, the fact that they're generating up to 10 each time is wonderful. Because it means that I look at it and go, oh yeah, that's some profitable resourcing there. They're not as... They don't have a negative value to me. The idea of the mahogany trees being negative value is obviously not really a particular, like, that conducive to it is a good idea, because they do provide hardwood, and that was kind of what I was expecting only to do. But the fact that they also provide large quantities of sap is absolutely fantastic. It makes my life so much easier, and that makes me very happy, which I think is quite reasonable. And I think that's kind of the way I need to look at it at the moment, is like, what can I do to improve general quality of life stuff on the farm. We'll soon see, though. And at the same time, I also need to visit Ginger Island Farm and keep an eye on that one. And I think that's the big, tough question, really, isn't it? Is what can I do that would be good to make all the farms that I have useful? At the moment, I've got a bunch of taro root that I'm growing on Ginger Island, along with the... what are they called? The star fruits. And I think that's going to be a continuous thing. It's going to be a mainly star fruit production facility until the summer rolls around, and then it'll start growing other things other than star fruit, because I can grow star fruit on the mainland. Now, one of the things that I did read was that there are new crops that can be giant. I am very much curious to see what those crops actually are, because there could be some really interesting results from that. It'd be nice to see what sort of turns up, I think is probably the best way of describing it. Because we've currently got cauliflower, we've got melons, and we've also got pumpkins. So it'll be curious to see. I mean, it'd be really cool if it's like a star fruit, because that thing would be amazing. And I know that you can get giant crops on Ginger Island, so maybe it's not star fruit, because I grow a lot of them there already, but who knows. Okay, sunfish or cauliflowers? I'm going to go with the sunfish, I think, because if I can complete it quickly, I think that'll give me enough of an opportunity and time to then do another one. Because I think that's kind of a good idea. The more of them that I can do means I get more prize tickets, I think. Oh, you want a refined quartz? I've got buckets of refined quartz, Demetrius. I don't like you, but I do have some. And I think that's kind of a... That's me being mean, I guess. Like, I don't like Demetrius, and I will happily admit that fact. And as I've spoken to a friend of mine I was chilling out with yesterday, she plays a lot of Stardew Valley with her husband, and she also dislikes Demetrius. He is literally her least favourite character. And, yeah, there is a lot to him that I just don't gel with. I don't like the way he treats his daughter, and he doesn't treat the farmer particularly well either. He seems to value Maru, but he really doesn't seem to care at all for Sebastian. Which, I guess, if you're a blended family, I can understand it. It's difficult to... Oh, fiddlesticks. So I can build extra, but apparently I've blocked it off. Ugh. Let's try it again. But yeah, yeah, he's just not great to Sebastian, and he doesn't deserve the poor attitude and poor behavior to the poor boy. I don't think it's conducive to him being like well looked after. It's probably the nicest way I can put it. Okay, so we're going to remove this. What else can I remove? Oh, well, I need to remove all of this, don't I, to make the cubby. Ooh, that's going to be a pain. But then again, Abigail's dad, Pierre, is a bit of an arse as well. He's not very nice to her in many ways. As, of course, ranted in a previous... Okay, that's cool. You can move it. I just, unfortunately, because I've jammed it against a wall, I can't move it up. And I don't know how big the cubby actually is at this point, so I've made an ever so slight miscalculation. Oops. Let's see if I can try again. Come on. No, that's not helpful. Get in there. Go on. Okay, fine. I'm going to have to empty that chest and dump it in here. This one's pretty full already, which is annoying. So what I'm going to have to do, by the looks of things, is upgrade it. I mean, that's not super complex to sort out, but I'm going to have to upgrade it. And upgrade it thoroughly by making a big wooden chest. And as I have lamented, I do wish there was a way of making a big stone chest. And that will probably be a mod that I will download if it does exist. Or that is if it doesn't exist within the coding of the game already. Because I just like the look of the stone chests more than the wooden ones. So that's literally just how it goes. I'm being picky. And I'm being picky because I can be. But there we go. We've slapped that down. That's fine. It's still, like I say, I would much prefer a bigger, better thing. Bigger, better stone chest. Because damn, do I enjoy having that extra room. It really does help. Like, absolute buckets it helps. And I think that's the thing that I really needed to think about, is that now the option I have is that I can have more space available to me. I didn't really think about what else I could do with it. I don't really want to condense my organization of my seasonal chests out here or anything, but maybe I could increase their size, I guess? Maybe? I'm not sure. I'll have to figure something out. There's got to be, like... I've got an idea, I just don't know whether it's a particularly good one. I think that's really how I roll, isn't it? It's like, is it a good idea? Is it not a good idea? Okay, so let's grab that. We'll grab the horseradish. What I've realised is, the fact that I've dismounted to grab both of those has probably meant now that Robin will be closing up shop when I... And yes, of course she is. I am an idiot. But again, at the end of the day, at least I know that I'm an idiot. I know I made a mistake, so... Oh well. Moving on. Let's roll on back through to town, I think. Maybe I'll go fishing for a bit today. Also sunfish. I need to catch them. Now, I do know they are a river fish, because we caught some in yesterday on the Friday. So... I kind of want to be sensible about this, but I think they can only be caught during the sunshine daylight hours, as in, what is the time frame? I think it's before 7 is considered, like, daylight. Okay, Willie, let's see if we can catch anything from the sea. We might do. It'd be nice if we do. It's kind of what we want. Stuff from the sea. Especially because I want the... What's it called? The sea jelly. I just need all the jellies. That's really what it is. I need all the jellies. Now, I have a feeling that the jelly is not like a fish. Like, I know that sounds real stupid, but I don't believe it's caught. I believe it's automatically caught. You don't have to fight it because it's like trash. And I wonder if it is considered trash, which I know this might sound very silly, but if it's considered trash... And does that mean that I need to try to catch it when I'm... Do I need to do something clever when I'm trying to catch something? I sound very stupid, I'm aware. But I have it in my head that if I try to catch something and I use like a superior rod, like my iridium one, for example, I will have a lower chance of catching... trash and therefore the slime, because of the way that the quality of the rod is better. I mean, again, I could be very, very wrong because it's quite a common occurrence here, but I'm not sure if I might need to buy the worse rods again, because I don't think I actually still have them. I'm going to try and buy them both when I visit Willie tomorrow. I think that's really the best plan I've got at this point. Like, I can't think of anything else that might work out in my favour for that. And I know I might be sounding like I'm barking up the mad tree for this particular one, but hey, we're just going to catch some fish anyway. It gives me some extra experience, which again is useful, because that's really what we're after here, is we're after the experience to gather extra resources, essentially, and to hopefully get the next level of the mastery. And I'm thinking the fishing rod's the next one I go for, because that would be a good idea, wouldn't it? Because fishing rod mastery, yes. Although, do I want the mining mastery? Do I want the farm? I've got to think about it, and I know that they do give you access to build extra things. I should probably have a look and see what those things actually are. Because, I mean, one would hope one would get something really beneficial out of it. I don't know what it is, but one would hope we'd get something beneficial. Hopefully. So yeah, we need to have a look. But like I said previously, I think we're going to have a lot of fishing as part of a few videos. Because I'm going to be catching all sorts of stuff, because I'm going to be trying to get the slimes, I'm going to be trying to catch more just general fish. And of course I need to catch these sunfish as part of the current quest from Demetrius, which isn't a bad thing to try to do. I don't think it'll be too difficult to sort out. I mean, one would hope not. I mean, sunfish aren't exactly the most challenging of things to catch. But the thing is, for me, of course, I think of a sunfish, I instantly went, oh, what, a mola? Like an ocean sunfish? No, very wrong there, Walrus. It's completely the wrong sort of sunfish you're thinking of there. And believe me, I felt very stupid when I thought, oh, hang on, that's not what I'm looking for, is it? Chadoi. I felt a little bit disappointed in my own stupidity. But, oh well, that's just how the cookie crumbles, isn't it? And the thing is, I know I'm an idiot, so I don't really care too much. So that's why I started fishing in the ocean to begin with. I mean, I know they're a river fish. Like, I know I've caught one literally yesterday. That's why I had to sort of, like, refresh my brain. And as has been mentioned, I do tend to sort of look at things and go, oh, hang on, I'll do all this great stuff, and then I have a brain fart and just do everything wrong. Oh, well. That is just going to be how this goes. But as a bit of a hilarious wild tangent, of course, the person who suggested that they would like me to do a Stardew Valley quiz, I did actually have a couple of people come up, because one of the questions I asked were, name the 2 town drunks other than the farmer. And of course, I mean, that's Shane and Pam. But it was funny that people were saying, oh, I knew you'd ask a question about the drunks. And I'm like, am I that predictable? Oh, no. But then again, they're kind of obvious. It was a bit of an obvious question, I felt, so I kind of had to. And it would feel a bit wrong to not put that in. And yes, okay, it's a bit mean. But okay. I am a bit mean. And I don't exactly have a lot of love lost for Pam. A character I'm a lot more indifferent to. Like, she's got her struggles, and the same way Shane has his struggles. The thing is, I'm not as fond of Shane as I used to be, particularly considering I've seen that, yeah, he's got his struggles, and he, like, the dialogue describes him as really wanting to try and change. But when you marry him as a bachelor, he's just, he falls back into his bad habits, which seems to be like, oh, hang on, marrying me means that you drink again, does it? Wow, that's good for my self-confidence. Thanks. So, thanks, Shane. I don't like you as much now. I think I do need to sort of like try marrying all the characters though, and just see what the fun bits are that each of them give you. But anyway, we've got all these taro tubers that need to be slapped on down here, because of course we need to plant taro. It's not a vitally important crop, but it is something that's very handy. Like, undeniably, because it is useful. It's used in trade with the island trader, so that we can get more shiny things, because that is going to be a very common trend for here. We want lots and lots of nice, shiny, interesting things from the island trader, and I do want to use it for making all of the other I think it is used in a couple of clothing item things, as well as it being used in a couple of cooking recipes, because what I'm looking for in some of the recipes is a good recipe that's reasonably easy to make, that only restores HP and stamina. Which I know theoretically, yes, there are the energy tonics and stuff as well, but it's the what's easier to make. So maybe the energy tonics might end up being easier to make, I'm not sure. But that's a thing that I need to be aware of, because I'm going to make food that will benefit stats and use food that benefits stats, but I'm still going to potentially need food that will improve my HP and my stamina as part of not keeling over and dying when it comes to delving into the mines or into Skull Caves. So that's something I'm kind of trying to think about a lot more, which I think is reasonably reasonable. That is something that I do want to be aware of. So yeah, that's what I'm kind of looking at the moment when it comes to general ideas per se. I don't know what other mad zany ideas I could do that would work, but hey, we've got some general mad zany plans. So we made another 238,000 today. I know that money's not as much of an issue at the moment, now that we've kind of achieved most of the, well, the perfection side of stuff in before the 1.6 update. But I am aware that I have sunk a lot of money into the pets, we've sunk money into the house upgrades, and again, that's going to be something I need to tool up. I want to make the house a bit more interesting and presentable, and I know that's going to take a good day for me to work through, so that's why I'm going to probably do that later on. Maybe I'll do that after I've completed this run, actually. I'll start recording the Monday, and I say recording. I'll play the Monday through, not record it, and then when people tune in for the next one, they'll be like, hang on a minute, your house looks really different. I'm like, yeah, I know. It's because I didn't want you to have to watch me go, ooh, that's an interesting idea. Because that's going to be like a common trend for me, is that I'm going to do dumb stuff, and I'm probably going to end up going, ooh, that'd be cool, and then change my mind halfway through, because that is generally how my brain works. And I always make a few errors and changes partway through what I'm planning. So yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll do something exciting, hopefully. I do have this place under control, Haley, my dear wife. Give me a kiss. I do like my giant purple turtle. What was it? Schildpad. So I'm learning Dutch at the moment. So when I look at something that I know the word for example, an orange, sinaasappel, my brain automatically goes, oh, that's this in Dutch, which is kind of the same how my brain worked when I was learning German. So I would kind of just go, oh, that's a word that I know, let's put that in my brain and go from there. So that is another thing that I have been considering as well. It was almost like to show to my German teacher, because she did say it was quite interesting that I did the YouTube side of stuff, that it'd be record an entire episode but in German. So I'm painfully aware that that's not going to end up with anywhere near as many people watching it, because of course it'll be me rambling in a language I'm reasonably fluent in. I'll probably make a lot of mistakes in the language, which could be very funny, I will admit. But I could also just make an absolute hash job of it. So we'll see. I'll probably end up having my bestie, who lives in Germany, she'll turn around and be like, you're an idiot. You mispronounced everything. It's also because I've got to try to remember the names of certain crops in German. Because that's the thing, like, not everything is obvious. I mean, a carrot is Karotten or something, I think. And apple, again, that's a reasonably easy one. But that's a fun thing that I'm having with Dutch, is because I speak German, and of course I speak English, trying to learn Dutch, which is a weird amalgamation of the two sometimes. Now, apologies for any Dutch viewers, it's just how it sounds a lot of the time, and apologies, but it does sound very similar. And it means that I get confused very easily, especially when the word isn't what you'd expect it to be. So, okay, so we've got some more dried fruit up there we can grab, so we'll sort that out. Now, what else can I do? So, dump all that stuff there, that's fine. Hopefully we can sort something out here. What have we got here? What did I dry? Are they blueberries? I think they're blueberries. They look like it. I mean, I've never had I was going to say I've never had a dried blueberry, but actually, probably thinking about it, I probably have. Because I'm sure that, I mean, although blueberry muffins, I mean, maybe they're fresh blueberries that go into them. I'm not expecting them to have been. But maybe they are. I mean, I guess. Maybe. I mean, I guess if you're home making a blueberry muffin, you definitely want to use a fresh blueberry. But maybe for being lazy for production's sake, when it comes to like commercial bakeries, I'm not talking like a bakery shop, I'm talking like for a supermarket, that has them delivered in because they're made really at a factory, not a bakery. I mean, it's still a bakery, but it's a commercial factory, isn't it? I wonder if those are dried blueberries. Because if they are, then I've definitely had a dried blueberry. But I'm not sure. I've had dried cranberries. They're quite nice. Look at those tangents that we're going down again today. Let's have a think. What else can I do? Well, let's have a quick visit into the growing shed of the coffee beans. That's all fine. Oh my goodness, look at all the coffee. So much caffeinated goodness. Glorious. So, it looks like we need to get some more coffee on the go. That's fine. That's not a problem. We will happily do all of that. And I guess we're just going to swap out all the ancient fruit jellies and preserves that we've got. Now, you know, one of the things that I've never actually tried to pickle was a mushroom. Because I'm sure you can do, I mean, preserved mushrooms. I mean, mushroom ketchup is a thing. Not my personal jam. I'm not actually very fond of mushrooms. It's just a food stuff I'm not keen on. I think it's something to do with just the way that it is an umami flavour, but it just doesn't gel very well with me. So perhaps that's a thing. But I do try them every now and again. So the thing I try to do, I don't know if it's the same for everyone else, if there's like a food item that you know you don't like, do you try it every now and again just to see? Like for me, I'm not super keen on olives. Definitely not just an olive on its own. But they're okay on a pizza. Still not super keen on them. But if they're on there and I just can't be bothered, I'll just not bother picking them off or something. Whereas with mushrooms, I still occasionally try them, but I still will pick them off of a pizza. I really don't gel with them. So I think it's probably the texture of mushroom that doesn't do it for me. And because I associate the flavour of mushroom with that texture, if I taste like a mushroom ketchup, I'm like, nope. Which is, hey, I know, we all have our own odd idiosyncrasies, and that's mine. So yeah, I'm odd. Painfully aware of that fact, but I know I'm odd. Oh well. Anywho, we've got... I didn't mean to slap that with a hammer. So I'm going to go visit Demetrius and Robin. Mostly for the Demetrius so he can get the... what's it called? Refined quartz that he requested yesterday. We're going to go visit Robin so she can build that damn attic extension. Because that was something that I would like, please, and thank you. Okay, so let's add the attic. So we're looking here. Oh, so we're adding the dining room. So that was another thing that I needed to add. We can add the cubby and add the attic. Eh? Oh, the painting's in the way. Oh, that's annoying. Fiddlesticks. Fine, I'll have to remove the painting then. You can have a quartz. Go nuts. Enjoy your life. I'm presently not enjoying my life because I'm just having all the struggles in trying to actually get this nonsense sorted out, and I'm failing so miserably. I blame your wife. Being so finicky-pinicky. Why can't I take that bit of art off? Okay. Well, that's annoying. Why can't I remove the painting? Maybe I need to try and put another painting in its place? And then that might allow me to add/remove one. I wonder why that's not letting me. That's really annoying. Damn it. Ugh. I have to figure that out now. I guess I can try and investigate that further as part of the video that I'm not going to showcase. Because it's going to be just me ranting about internal decor. Now, I could make the absolute horrifying decision, as I'm aware there is a Joja catalogue now. And, of course, I made Joja leave the town, so I can't buy it from Joja, because you can only buy it from them, or from the travelling cart lady. So hopefully I can get myself from the travelling cart, because that'd be nice. Although I will admit I'm not expecting the luck of being able to actually get it, because I do really want to, though. Just so it's part of the completionist side of me, so if I do choose to, like, maybe have a barn that's decorated Joja style, because I don't want to decorate my house Joja style, that would be horrible. Although I could decorate my farmhouse on Ginger Island, that'd be funny. Because it's like the, look at this beautiful tropical paradise the Joja Corporation would ruin. Ha ha ha. Yeah, I'm painfully aware I'm insane. But I don't care. Okay, so let's see if we can catch a couple more fish. So one of the things that after having a quick chat with that raccoon, is that he wanted snails and a smoked chub. Now, the chub's not too difficult to catch, because, you know, it's a chub. But it's the fact that I haven't got the ability to make the smoker. Well, I have the recipe for the smoker, because I bought it off of Willy earlier on. But the problem I've got is I don't have the slime that I need. Without the slime, I can't actually make it. And that's the issue I'm currently having. So I kind of need to figure that out. Because hopefully we can sort something out relating to that. Because shockingly enough, I'd quite like to have that done and organised. Thanks. Okay, selling lady, what are you offering me today? Oh yeah, a red mullet. That's just what I need. No, I don't need a red mullet. I'm fine. Have I got the retro catalogue? I can't remember. I've definitely got the Junimo one. Well, I'll buy the retro one just in case. And this is where I've already got it, and I feel like a right nana. If that is the case, I'll live. The thing is, though, I'm buying all these catalogues. I'm not sure if this stuff is already incorporated in the very expensive catalogue that one purchases from Robin, and the other catalogue that one can purchase from Pierre. So it might just be that I'm doubling up, but at least I'll have them, and I'm going to put them in the cubby. I think that would be a nice area to put them. But while I'm doing that, I'm just going to catch myself a few fish, because that is a good idea, I think. Because hopefully I can get myself some of that glorious river slime. I'm going to need more of it. We know we do. We need as much of it as we can physically get our dirty hands on. Well, this is a sunfish. I will admit I'm quite enjoying this. The radar telling me what I'm catching. It's quite cool. I like it. I like it a lot. It makes me happy. Okay. So we haven't really managed much else from that. So hopefully we can get something good. Come on. Ugh, a chub. I don't care about a chub. I mean, okay. In theory, I do, but I also don't. Because I know I can catch them. I know they're not super difficult to get my hands on. So it's not the end of the world. But I do want other things. As mentioned previously, the very important slime. Okay, so got some rice shoot. Oh no, it's not the end of the world. I've caught one, but I still need more of the damn stuff, don't I? It's a general trend at this point is I need it, and I need lots of it. Because knowing my luck, the one that I'm going to grab is not going to be enough. I actually would like to try and make at least 2 fish smokers. And I think what I'd like to do is I'd like to put the fish smokers and maybe the... Ooh, I don't know. I think the dried fruit makers should probably go in the mixed allocation shed. Because I've got that one that's a hybrid of both kegs and preserve jars. And that's where I'm making most of my coffee. I think that should also be the dried fruit shed. So I might replace some of the kegs with the dried fruit makers. Because I think that would be a nice thing to put in there. Because again, I've got some vague method to the madness. It's not a particularly good method to the madness, but I have some. Come on. I've got to catch something useful out of this. Well, what have we caught? It's another bream, I think, by the looks of things. I think that's the thing, is like, I vaguely remember what all the fish are, which, you know, you'd hope that I would do, considering I know most of the Pokemon. I mean, yeah, okay, I'm not going to be able to tell you the exact names of some of the ones post-Black and White, but probably be able to tell you most of them. Like, oh, that's a thingamadoodad. Again, that's indeed the correct terminology for all the different Pokemon that exist out there. So you'd hope that I'd be able to remember the very quickly pixelated, oh, it's a bream. As opposed to a breen, which is from Star Trek. And we don't want one of those. Definitely don't want one of those on the net. Because they might actually be made of, like, I think they're supposed to be, like, potentially made of liquid, not liquid nitrogen, sorry, that's real dumb, no. They have an internal body temperature, they're ammonia-based, that's the thing I was thinking of. Yeah, potentially. Weird fan theories. Aha! Some slime! Not slime, jelly, that's what I'm trying to catch. Ugh, why do I keep calling it slime? I mean, it's probably because it is a slime, isn't it? But it's not slime, it's a jelly. All the same, it's a thing, I caught it, I don't care. Meh. I know I'm being very ridiculous. Not even pedantic, I'm just being ridiculous. Well, you know what? I'm debating not even bothering catching that chub, because it's a chub and I don't care, because I've already got some chubs. And since I only need the one for the fish smoker. Now, the other thing as well is I don't know what the effect is on the value of a fish when you put it in a smoker. I'm assuming it increases its value, but I'm assuming you only need to put one fish in to make one smoked fish as well. And if that is the case, I wonder what the ratio is and whether it's an end result product that if you... I'm assuming, like the mayonnaise maker, if you put a basic egg in, you'll get a basic level mayonnaise. If you put a gold level mayonnaise in, gold level egg, you'll still get a single basic mayonnaise. You need the big eggs for, you know, the improvement on that. So I'm wondering if it's much the same in that regard, that you'll get, you'll get one basic fish out of it. So we'll see. I'm very curious. Oh, a spur. But that's golden. That's not a regular one. I mean, it doesn't look like a regular one, does it? Curiosity is peaked here, so let's get golden spur. It's a trinket. Okay, so I think I've unlocked the combat one, haven't I? So a trinket slot. So where the hell's my trinket slot? Do I need to go and speak to somebody about unlocking my trinket slot? I mean, I'm confused. I think I'm gonna have to go visit the Adventurers Guild and maybe just have a look in my inventory proper. And try and investigate what and where one puts them. Because, yeah. Now, one of the other things I've also had to be very careful of is I do indulge in a little bit of YouTube Shorts. Now, I haven't made any myself yet, but that is something that I'm trying to work on. But one of the silly things is I have to be very careful because, of course, Stardew Valley is listed as one of my interests because, of course, I upload videos for it. So I need to be really careful not to watch the Stardew Valley shorts because, of course, they're revealing a lot of what's new in Stardew Valley. And it's kind of hard sometimes because I'll catch very little snippets of information because I can't allow myself to scroll through them. I actually have to manually select, which is probably not the aim of how to use a YouTube short. So I'm feeling a bit dumb. I definitely feel a bit stupid with that, but that's just actually how I'm having to work on this and deal with it. It's kind of annoying, if I'm honest. So yeah, it's a bit weird. I mean, again, there's not much I can do about it, but I just have to be very careful, more than anything. But oh well. Now, one of the things I am planning on doing is probably going to do 2 Stardew Valleys videos a week, and then another something else video. So that might be Brotato, it might be Luck to be a Landlord, something that's a little bit more quick and silly comparatively, because it does take me a little while to make the Stardew Valley videos, and I'm just trying to make sure that I balance my time effectively. The other thing I really need to do is actually start uploading more to the pub quiz videos, because the pub quiz season in The Hobbit has come to an end, unfortunately, for the time being. We're going to be back again in May. But what that will mean, though, is that gives me a lot of time to actually record and maybe write a few new pub quizzes. So I'm going to be doing that. So you'll probably see a few pub quiz videos being uploaded over the next few weeks. Now, the thing with these ones is, yeah, they're not going to be very exciting in the way of like backdrop imagery, but they are going to give you quite a lot of general silliness. And if you want to get stuck in, do, because that's what they're there for. They're there for you to give you a chance to try something out potentially. If you've never been to a pub quiz before, give you an option to see what it's about. You know, it's why I do it. Just do something different, something interesting, and that's kind of what I focus on, is doing something a little different. And yeah, I find it interesting. That's why I do it more than anything. But one of the things that I want to throw as a wild stab in the dark for everyone here is, what other things would you like to see me make videos on? Now, of course, I've got a couple of other mentions. I have seen them, and I am doing some actual other videos that are, because that's what I'm looking for, is the smaller scale videos. Now, the speedrun idea, I'm just debating on what game to actually do a speedrun of, because I think that one might even warrant being done on Twitch, depending on the length of the game, because I mean, some games I could probably speedrun and might take like a... I mean, I'm not going to try and speedrun Final Fantasy VII, for example, and not even the new one, the classic, because that might be insane and still be very time-consuming. But I think for maybe a giggle, sort of silliness sort of state, I'll do something very silly as a fun speed run, but I've got to figure out what. That's the big question, is what would I like to do that would be funny? So hey, who knows? But as I'm just quickly redecorating the house a little bit, just making that little cubby a little bit more better lit, as you can see, I've got that idea going down there. Now we're coming up to 1 AM, so I'm probably going to start wrapping this one up. So I'd like to say thank you very much for tuning in to my madcap adventures in Stardew Valley with the 1.6 update. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please do like, share and subscribe. Comments are always appreciated, and I always do try to respond to every comment that's made on the videos, because I do like to engage with you guys and see what you guys want to see me do. Because hey, it's good fun. I do this for a laugh, and it's always good. But I'd say a big thank you and shout out to the Patreon subscribers, because you're all wonderful and fantastic. And it is always really nice to see that you and feel your support for the silly zaniness that I do. But what I will have to do is say thank you very much again for tuning in, and I will hopefully catch you again the next time the Walrus plays Stardew Valley.